Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kitty Mary and today I want to talk about 10 zero waste swaps specifically related to personal hygiene, personal care, bathroom, overall products. Wow, that is some way to start a video. I will also be talking about 5 things that I have recommended in the past that I do not use or recommend anymore due to an overall change of heart and also acquiring new information. So without further ado, let's just get started. Number 1 is a bidet. A bidet is something that is not very normal in Denmark, but is normal throughout the vast majority of the world. Mostly because, and this is a shocker to many people where I live, but you don't actually get clean from just wiping with a piece of paper. You wouldn't clean yourself that way in any other situation, and obviously it's also not the most hygienic way to do it when you've been to the bathroom. In terms of hygiene, a bidet is so much better, but it's actually also way better for the planet because when we're using water to clean ourselves, we're using less paper, and it actually requires a lot more water to produce toilet paper than it does using a bidet. On average, using a bidet can reduce the amount of toilet paper you use with 50%. So I use my bidet sort of as an addition to also using toilet paper. So first the bidet, then a little bit of toilet paper. I'm not all bidet. I'm also not using reusable toilet paper. I know some households are doing that. I'm using toilet paper made from recycled paper. But adding a bidet is a really good staple when it comes to lowering the impact of your bathroom routine. Now, this is in no way, shape or form a new phenomenon, not in sustainability, not in zero waste, not even when it comes to just plain life, but solid soaps. I couldn't really make this video without talking about solid soaps, so here we are. I have used solid soaps both as conditioner, both shampoo, hand soap, body wash, all that kind of stuff. The versions I've used of those products have been solid for the past 7-8 years and I love it. It's much more practical as well. It's easier to travel with, it's easier to store, and it often comes with a lot less packaging and waste overall. So I really recommend giving these products a go. At this point in time, there is also so many options when it comes to both conditioner and shampoos that are solid. There's so many different companies that are making these. So in the beginning of my zero waste journey, I don't know, back in 2016, there were like 2 or 3 products on the market that did this sort of thing, but it's much more widespread now, so it's so much easier to find something that actually works for your hair and body. Something that I also want to add on this list that I should be using every day that I am actually not using every day, which is a little bit of, but makeup remover wipes. I am using reusable cotton makeup remover wipes. I sometimes forget to take off my makeup. I am not a beauty guru, I'm not a skincare guru in any way, shape or form, and sometimes I forget to take off my makeup. I don't know why this confession was necessary, but I love my reusable makeup remover wipes. When I've used one, I simply throw it into my laundry and I wash it with the rest of my kitchen towels, bathroom towels, all that kind of textile that you're using that isn't your clothes. I do a wash where it's just my different types of cloth, and they work really, really well. And I feel like they are a lot better for my skin as well than the disposable cotton ones. I feel like that texture, it has always given me just the biggest ick. And I hate touching cotton overall. I just think it's disgusting. I don't know what it is with the texture, I'm not having it. Anyway, I love my reusable makeup remover wipes. You can buy them from eco companies, but you can also make them yourself super easily. Now, and this is a big shock, but the next swap is a safety razor. I have been talking about safety razors for half a decade on YouTube at this point. I have several videos on how to master the safety razor, things to do before you get started, beginner's tips, all that kind of jazz is already available on my channel. But I do really like the safety razor. I use my safety razor everywhere and I have no trouble. You need to concentrate on what you're doing, obviously. If you want to know more of the specifics about how to use a safety razor, I will leave the videos down below so you can go and find them. But really, a safety razor is something you buy once instead of buying disposable razors over and over again, and there is no plastic waste. I keep my disposed of blades in a little tin, and when I fill that up, I can turn it in at my recycling plant. But the blades itself, they are so tiny, so I'm sure I can go 10 years without having to turn that in, because I have already gone 4 years with this tin and it's not even halfway full. I would never go back to using anything but a safety razor. Now, this I haven't talked about a ton. It's something I use every day though, so that's actually kind of silly. I use a stone nail file. This is also one of those products you have to buy once and then never again, because you cannot finish it. It's stone. I got this a couple of years ago and I have used it ever since. I will of course leave all the links to the different brands and businesses down below if you're interested in getting some of these things yourself. This is from a small brand with an incredibly traceable supply chain, which I absolutely love. There are products every single day that's being launched that sort of implies that you have to repurchase something over and over again. So every time I see something where you don't ever have to buy this again, this can sort of outlive you, I am super duper there for that. I think it is a much better way of looking at both your personal hygiene products, but all kinds of products. And yeah, simply not building a business model around repurchase. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. I know for a fact that I've talked about this, but I don't think I've talked about it enough, because once in a while I get a comment on an unrelated video saying, what was it called, that ear stick that you're using? So I wanted to take a second to talk about the mimikaki stick. I have used the mimikaki stick for years at this point. The one that I have now is from 2017 and I routinely wash it. I don't clean my ears all that often. I think you're not really supposed to actually put something into your ear in the first place. That can be pretty detrimental. I do it once in a while and I also use it to clean sort of the small nooks and crannies around my ears, but other than that I primarily use just a wet towel when I'm in my shower. But having a mimikaki stick instead of using cotton disposable ear cleaners, cotton swabs, that kind of jazz, I use a mimikaki stick instead. This is by no means a new invention. It's a Japanese product and it's been around for a really, really long time. And there's a good reason for that. It is incredibly convenient. And yeah, you will also, once again, never run out. Like, how are you gonna run out of stick? Now, I actually mentioned this in the very beginning, but I'm going to dedicate an entire section to talking about toilet paper. When we're talking about zero waste swaps for your bathroom, not talking about toilet paper seems completely unreasonable to me. I prefer and recommend bleach-free recycled toilet paper, and you can get these at this point in time in a couple of eco shops online. If you're super lucky and you have a local eco shop, you might also be able to find it there. I have been using Who Gives a Crap for the longest time. I'm also a previous partner of Who Gives a Crap. This video, however, is not sponsored by anyone, but I have done work with them in the past and I really, really like their products, but I've also tried other types of TP. When I started my zero waste journey, there was absolutely no eco-friendly toilet paper to be found anywhere. So what I did was that I called up a cleaning company that delivers toilet paper for like schools and institutions and stuff like that. And they could deliver me like this huge reel of toilet paper in a paper packaging. So for a long time I had like the most cardboardy toilet paper in the world because I really wanted it without plastic, and that was the only way you could get it. That is not the case anymore. We have moved out of the medieval times and we are now in the 21st century where things like that do not happen. Lovely. In terms of things like toilet paper, the old god of zero waste walked so you guys can run. I'm just saying. I use cardboard on my butt and you're welcome. Obviously, I have to mention tooth taps as well. I've been using tooth taps for a couple of years and I use the ones from Dent Taps. You can find them in eco shops often, and yeah, they often have refill systems as well, which I think is pretty cool. But it's a really nice alternative to using toothpaste. Last time I checked in my local grocery store, there were two kinds of toothpaste in recyclable packaging. It wasn't recycled packaging, but the packaging was recyclable. That is how low the bar is in terms of dental care products right now. We're very, very far from being in a good place. So I use my Dent Taps and I love them. Next up is natural sponges or contact sponges, natural loofahs, whatever you want to call them. I've seen a couple of misconceptions going around that they are all made from a sea animal, and that is not the case. I know that you can find natural loofahs that are made from sea animals. This is not one of them. This is a fungi and it's pretty darn cool. The thing is with many bath sponges, loofahs, stuff like that, is both there is a huge bacteria buildup. It's also synthetic material. So every time you use it, you're going to release microplastic into your water systems, aka into the environment. With a contact sponge or a natural loofah, you can compost it in your home compost. And lastly, organic cotton towels is a really good zero waste swap. I have made a video about organic cotton versus conventional cotton, so if you want to know more about that supply chain, you can find that video down below. But the bottom line is that conventional cotton especially has a huge impact, so we have to be really conscious and mindful with how we use it. This is not to say that organic cotton does not also come with a big impact, but the transparency of the supply chain is often way better, at least if it's certified, for instance, with GOTS. I approve. I have been buying cotton towels in thrift stores, however, for the longest time. So you don't have to go out and buy them from new. I ended up sort of collecting cotton towels from thrift shops and I love them. And I did not know that there was an alternative, or I did not know there was a worse option than cotton towels, because that's always what I've been used to until I tried a mixed material towel that had polyester in it. No, thank you. That was awful. And again, because polyester is based on plastic, so when you use it, it releases microplastic. It's also so much worse for your skin. It doesn't really absorb things because plastic cannot absorb anything. So overall, I recommend cotton towels. You can find them thrifted, secondhand, and if you want to buy them from new, make sure you're buying certified organic cotton. That was the 10 swaps that I think are game changers for a low waste bathroom. Now let's talk about some of the things I don't recommend anymore. First of all, this product I have actually been using for a long time. At one point, many years ago, 4 years ago, I was an affiliate partner of this brand, but that is not the case anymore, and it is Last Swap. So I would like to say that some of Last Swap's products I think are nice. I think the overall brand is actually called Last Object, and they have reusable makeup remover wipes. They have napkins, they have straws. I think the straw was the first one, it's called Last Straw. And then they had the cotton swap that was reusable, made from silicone. I have thoughts and criticisms related to that entire concept in and of itself, I would say. First of all, they are making this really elaborate packaging for very, very simple products, and the impact, the production impact of that packaging is tons higher than simply using the regular disposable standard product. If we're looking at emissions from production, you have to use these 10,000 times in order for that to be more sustainable. We do not always need a fancy aesthetic swap. Don't think I've vocalized that in terms of that company specifically. So let me know if you've tried any of their products and if you liked it, if you hated it. Let me know. There's no right or wrong answer. This is simply just my 2 cents. I know I've talked about this, but homemade deodorants and the crystal deodorant or the salt deodorant, I do not fuck with any of those things. It's never worked on me. I don't like it. I think I thought that the salt deodorant worked for me a little bit. It might have been placebo. I know it works for some people, which is fine. It's just not my experience. And there are great companies that does a lot of good things, both with packaging and ingredients. When it comes to these products, I would much rather support one of those than making something subpar at home. This product I got sent a couple of years ago and I tried to use it and I literally hated it so much. It was a stainless steel tongue scraper. What? You do not need a stainless steel tongue scraper. You really need to be all up on that tongue in order to justify using stainless steel. If you want to clean your tongue, you can also use a spoon. Wow. And I think I was very impressed with it in the beginning, but it's never been incorporated into my routine. I am not a tongue scraping person overall, and I know for a fact I've talked about this many times, but homemade toothpaste is the grossest thing I've ever made, I've ever tried, I ever tried to love. We all wanted to be Bea Johnson or Lauren Singer with our homemade toothpaste, but that shit was awful. I use the same ingredients to clean my kitchen sink. No, thank you. Anyway, moving on. And the last thing I don't recommend anymore is essential oil scents. You can get a lot of these scented products for your bathroom with an eco spin, where it's not like a perfume-ish kind of scent, but where it comes from essential oil. But overall, the product is very much the same. You can get the air freshness, you can get the toilet freshness, you can get all kinds of stuff with essential oils. And now I don't necessarily have a problem with essential oils in a vacuum, but overusing or over consuming essential oils is a really big problem because it takes so much material to create just a few drops of essential oil because it is so concentrated. So if I am to use essential oil, I really want to make it count. I have one place in my home now where I use essential oils, and it's once in a while in my laundry I add a little bit when I'm washing, so there's a little bit of a scent to it. And I don't need my bathroom to half smell like lavender, half smell like poop. I don't need it. It's okay. Let buds be buds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked it. Let me know your opinions on both these products and my takes down below. If you're disagreeing, that's completely okay. Let me know why. And if you have any good alternatives to some of the things I've mentioned, let me know that as well. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on some of these things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a really amazing day and take really good care of yourselves. Until next time, bye. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!